Hi everybody, I figured I would go live and make this happen here on thescottshow.com. We are talking about the big show that happened yesterday, Hell in a Cell Wrestling pay-per-view. I wanted to get to it. I also have some other podcasts that I have to do today, including the Scriptures with Scott show. So, little humor there. I'm going from Hell in a Cell to talking about the Bible. It's going to get funny. I probably won't mention that on this show, so there you guys go. A little behind-the-scenes action for you. So Hell in a Cell only had 4 matches originally announced. It was the Raw Women's title match, the Tornado Tag Team match, Bayley and Charlotte Flair, and then the main event, which we'll get to. They added some matches, quite interesting. It's the first time they haven't had a Cruiserweight Championship match on a normal main roster pay-per-view, so that was kind of weird too. But it was definitely a show, folks, and I know that a lot of people are going to be complaining or however it's going to go. So let's go right to the action. First of all, we had Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks. I really thought the Boss was going to win here. I was excited to see this Hell in a Cell match. It actually turned out to be one of the best I think I've seen in a long time. I like the spot that they used with the kendo sticks and the ring and the cell and how that all worked out. They put the chair on there, got a drop kick in it. It was cool. It was a really cool spot. My thing is, I understand they're putting their bodies on the line. But just for that moment of whatever I could come up with as a statement. Just for that moment of wanting to take a bump, like a drop kick, onto somebody who's sitting in a chair where you're going to bounce back and fall. Straight up, just fall on the concrete. Even though there's padding. I'm probably not going to do that. Just in a fight, I'm probably not going to do that. Now, I'd run into him with maybe the stair steps, or I would, I would do something a little bit more graphic than such a spot like that. So it looked interesting, but it was weird. Sasha Banks did end up losing that match to Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is still the man and the champ. So there you go, folks. Becky Lynch, still the champion. Is she waiting for Ronda? Who knows? I'm interested to see what happens with the Raw Women's Championship. The draft is coming up. Maybe they'll switch around some people. Give Becky some good competition. Maybe they'll switch Sasha and Bayley. And then it'll be Bayley and Becky, and Sasha and Charlotte. So who knows? That might be an interesting deal. The next match on the card was the Tornado Tag Team match, the Bludgeon Brothers. I'm still going to call them that because it was a cool tag team name. Again, Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. The deal on this is I don't care for these 4 guys because the WWE made me not care. I don't care that somebody almost died, and it's the WWE's fault for making me not care about the fact that someone almost died. Roman Reigns, for people who are just listening to this for the first time, they want to hear my wonderful, very, very cute voice, and they're wondering what happened. Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, got attacked backstage, had some stuff thrown on him, then almost hit by a car, and all these other things. They were trying to figure out who's trying to kill Roman, and it ended up being Daniel Bryan, or it ended up being Eric Rowan. He teamed with his own partner, Luke Harper, and then Daniel Bryan came in on the other side because Eric Rowan turned on him. So that's where we got that tag team match. It's dumb. I'm not happy about that. And these 4 guys deserve better. They don't deserve to be next to each other, honestly. And I would love to see the Bludgeon Brothers challenge the Revival. Maybe we'll have some good matches in that. Surprised not to see any tag team titles on the line. We both had the Raw and SmackDown tag team titles. Neither one of them on the line tonight. So kind of an interesting deal there. Singles match, because we had to have a 12-minute singles match between Randy Orton and Ali, and we don't have the tag team titles on the line. Go figure. Orton wins this match, and I do have to say the match was pretty decent, but Orton gave Ali a lot of respect after the match, so check out the end of the match where Ali gets a lot of respect from Orton, which I thought was pretty cool. So maybe we'll see big things coming out of Ali's camp. Randy Orton wins the match. The next match, the WWE Women's Tag Team title match, the Kabuki Warriors against Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. I thought it was weird that Nikki Cross came out to Alexa Bliss's music and both times was announced first. Both on the screen and by the announcer. She was announced first. That, to me, threw in that little, is Alexa going to get jealous? I love Alexa Bliss. I think she is one of the greatest women's wrestlers to watch right now. She's phenomenal and only going to get better. The Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, they're good too. They're missing their manager Paige. The other thing about this is that the Kabuki Warriors win the championship when their manager, who is supposed to be the one doing all the work on the outside, is not there. So when Paige comes back, what is she actually going to be doing? Question mark, question mark. So the Kabuki Warriors win the match, as you probably just heard me say. Beat Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss and win the championship. Now, the finish was Nikki Cross getting hit with the green mist from Asuka. Turned out to be kind of a heel move, which was cool. Brings back thoughts of a great Muda, a great Kabuki. There were a few other ones that did that. Tajiri did that too. So the Kabuki Warriors win the match and the titles, new women's tag team championship. Maybe they can defend against the best team, the best women's tag team out there right now, best women's tag team of all time, the Iconics. Just saying. I love the Iconics. Alright, this 6-man tag team match, Braun Strowman and the Viking Raiders, Braun being the mystery partner, which really wasn't that much of a mystery, and really wasn't that much of a pop either. But Braun Strowman and the Viking Raiders against the OC. The OC is kind of getting crapped on, even AJ at this point. But AJ Styles is the man because of the end of the match. So Strowman and the Viking Raiders end up winning the match, beating the OC. AJ Styles does this, and it was by DQ, which, still keeps the heat on the heels. Which was a stupid DQ, by the way. I'm going to come out and say it. It was a stupid DQ. But the best-selling job of all time, AJ Styles goes off the ramp, or goes off the ring, and gets hit with Braun Strowman's new Power of the Punch. It's only cool because he's going to be facing off against Tyson Fury soon. But AJ Styles gets hit with the punch and walks around like he just got shot. And he even asked the other guys in the OC, "Where am I? And what day is it? And where am I?" And they go, "It's Sunday in Sacramento," which was funny. And he goes, "I'm fine," and then trips over himself. Probably best-selling job ever. He just put over Braun Strowman better than anybody could. So, there you go on that. So, singles match, another 12-minute match that we didn't need. Chad Gable defeated King Corbin. I like the King gimmick for Baron Corbin. Now, he's not the Baron, he's the King. But like The Rock said, not winning King of the Ring doesn't make you King. So I think that it's just going to be a whole bunch of times that Corbin gets pooped on, for lack of a better term. Chad Gable doing the shorty gimmick, I think it's interesting, but some of the wrestlers are shorter than him. Look at Mysterio. So, enough said. He has to bounce, Rey Mysterio has to bounce off the second rope instead of the top rope when he does rope runs. So, just saying, folks. Alright, next match was going to be the SmackDown Women's Championship match. However, it ended up being the 24/7 championship on the line, as earlier in the night Tamina won, defeating Carmella. And then Carmella hit Tamina with a super kick. But before the super kick, R-Truth showed his karate skills to Funaki, and Funaki showed his karate skills, and Killings was just R-Truth just ready to give up at that point. And it was just so funny. And R-Truth is just so damn entertaining. And R-Truth pins Tamina before the other match. R-Truth pins Tamina to become the 20-time WWE, and I'll say it exactly like Ron Truth Killings does, the 48, how did he say it? 48/7 Euro. I can't even remember, but it was just great. The 24/7 7-Eleven Euro TV champion or something like that. It was just great. And the best line of the night, just saying, the absolute best line of the night, and it can't get any better than this, is Corey Graves. As Corey Graves said, finally I can sleep at night because of the backstory that Carmella and Corey Graves are an item. So now that Carmella is not the champion anymore, Corey Graves can sleep at night. I wonder how many times that Corey Graves has pinned Carmella to become 24/7 champion. Just a question. Apparently there's no ref in the bedroom. But I digress. That's actually kind of humorous. Alright, so WWE SmackDown Women's Championship, Charlotte Flair and Bayley. Not a surprise here how the match went down, and I think exactly how I said it. It's going to happen. We're going to have Bayley and Sasha switch brands, because Charlotte Flair is your new 7-time WWE SmackDown Women's Champion. I think that's just 7 times winning a title. But congratulations to Charlotte. She has absolutely earned it, and it was awesome. And now, for the main event of the evening. We are going to get to it. Before I get to the main event of the evening, if you are under the age of 18, I would suggest that you do not listen to the rest of this podcast unless you like a lot of yelling and other crap. Okay, so the WWE Universal Championship on the line. First, I have to say, for everything that WWE did good, and I think I gave the WWE a lot of credit in this thing. You know, bringing out Strowman, bringing out Tyson Fury, the Kabuki Warriors winning. They can face the Iconics. The fact Flair's champion, Becky Lynch champion. I kind of see, what the booking is that they're doing. We get to the Universal title match. It's Hell in a Cell. It's Seth Rollins, the Beast Slayer. I am shocked as all hell that he can still use that name now that Brock Lesnar just went over to the other side and won their championship. Is now going to be fighting Cain Velasquez, because I don't have any good feelings that Seth Rollins could beat either one of those guys, and he's still calling himself the Beast Slayer. Go figure. And he faces off against the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, in the Hell in a Cell. Bray Wyatt comes out with that amazing lantern with his old face on it, which was really cool. And it was a cool entrance. The first part of the match was actually really good. And then it went to shit. And yes, I just said I'm going to be swearing and I'm going to be saying mean things, and that's exactly how I'm going to do it. The Fiend is supposed to end up being a monster, like Kane. If he would have stood up, if he would have done that little, sit up sort of thing, that would have been awesome. But he didn't. He laid there after probably 50 curb stomps, which makes your move absolutely look stupid. He put the ladder on him. He puts the chair on him. He puts a chair in the middle of the ladder. He gets a toolbox. He gets all these other things. And then he grabs a sledgehammer. And it's just stupid because you have your monster. The one who beat Finn Balor, by the way. You have your monster who just scared Seth Rollins so bad that he almost pooped himself on Raw. And you have this guy throw all this stuff on top of this monster. Like, don't get me. And it was then the referee threw it out. Why would the referee... I think the referee should have just been scared of the monster too. So for the fact the referee was checking in with the monster that's in the ring, made that look stupid. They should have had some sort of something. They should have had some sort of like an X or a safe word or something, because it just looked dumb. The whole ring was red the whole time, which was cool for The Fiend. I really thought The Fiend was going to win the title. That would have been cool. I would have been okay with The Fiend winning the title. Then they could have done something to set up the next match, and change the title in 2 weeks on Raw with the draft. However, not excited about this whole thing. They could have had Braun Strowman come back out and beat up The Fiend. Or they could have had anybody come out and beat up The Fiend. But instead they went for this weak no contest, which was so dumb. And I'm embarrassed. I was embarrassed after watching this to be a wrestling fan. And my comment to WWE was that it was AEW level stupid. And I understand that AEW came out and said some things, and everybody else said some things. The crowd chanted refunds and bullshit and all this other stuff, and it was. It did nothing for Seth Rollins' character, as everybody else has been saying so far, but it did nothing for The Fiend. It did nothing for Hell in a Cell. It ruined every other match that they had at this pay-per-view. And WWE, if I were you, I would be ashamed of myself. First of all, you screwed Kofi Kingston. Didn't even give him any offense. You give Seth Rollins as the Beast Slayer. You didn't even let Kofi Kingston get in one shot. Not a Trouble in Paradise to throw him off. Not one shot at Brock. And then you give Brock the title. Yeah, you brought up Cain Velasquez, and it's all big and bad. Now you guys set that up for a program that's going to last a while. But WWE, you did yourself no favors tonight. And I'm a little depressed on that. So, just saying. Alright, so this has been Scott. This has been the Hell in a Cell review. Hell in a Cell, not Hell in the Cell, which I thought it was. So, that's awesome, and I thank you guys so very much for hanging out with me on the Hell in a Cell review. Check out Scriptures with Scott show, which is still coming up today, which I should have done yesterday, but it was a busy day with Hell in a Cell and National Noodle Day and the Apple Fest. So you guys have fun, and we'll catch you here real soon on thescottshow.com.